I think it's time to restart my computer. Do some updates. Little slow here lately. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Look at me all disheveled. This is my Sunday look. Just roll out of bed, brew some coffee, hair a mess, unshaven. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Hope you've had a good weekend. Probably going to be a short show this morning because I really don't have anything to talk about. I didn't do anything fun this weekend. We'll talk some TV though. Watched a new TV show last night. Dan is with me. What's up, Dan? Rich just sent me a DM asking if you'd go when you were going live. Let's see. Did not receive that. Murphy's Law. There you go. So yeah, did not go to a card show yesterday, but I know some friends. Actually, there was a lot of card shows yesterday. I was throughout the day. I saw all kinds of tweets from people at various card shows. I know the big TriStar show was in Houston this weekend. I had a bunch of friends in Oak Creek, Wisconsin yesterday, which is Milwaukee. Where else? I saw Ryan from Breakout Cards. He was up in Cranston, Rhode Island. Herman was at a show yesterday. I'm not sure where Herman was. Spartanburg, maybe South Carolina. So shows everywhere. So I did not make it out. I'm still trying to unbury myself from the Goodwill collection. I've pretty much brought in everything. I have 2 or 3, maybe 4 random boxes in the back of my car still, but it's all it's like 2 boxes of 87 tops, assuming commons, and like maybe 91 upper deck, just some random stuff that just gonna sit there until I will need to bring it in this week because I've got to load up for my next card show next Saturday in Rockford. So I actually pulled out one of the last boxes that had just kind of a mishmash of cards. I pulled out yesterday, and I went through. It was a 2-row like shoebox, and I went through the first row, and I pulled some like star cards, like I call them star commons, like they're from Zach's Best Wax era. Many people refer to it as the junk wax era. Talking like Steve Young, John Elway, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, some of those football cards, Patrick Ewing, Reggie Miller, Hakeem Olajuwon for basketball. And I'm going through and it's like, you know what? A lot of this stuff I'm just putting in a pile and I'm going to sell like 200,000 cards real cheap on Facebook Marketplace because I don't have the room and I've already picked through it. There's some star cards in there, but I just, I'm kind of done. So just sell it in one lot just to save the room. So I was going through and I went through the first row and it's like, this box seems to be all just, there's some stars in here, but nothing decent, nothing great. But I'm glad, and I was gonna just like, I'm done. I'll leave the second row unsorted, but never do that. But I went through the second row and I pulled out the 89 Score Football supplemental Bo Jackson card from football, the football score card. And I looked it up and it's like a $20 card. I'm like, okay, I'm glad I kept pulling. So that was I think that was the last surprise out of this Goodwill collection. So of course the Mike Trout rookie card was in there, a couple of Paul Goldschmidt rookies, a whole bunch of WNBA cards, which have some decent value. Becky Hammon, there was 3 Becky Hammon rookies. Some Lisa Leslie gold medallions, some other random inserts, a couple other rookies that sell for decent. A lot of Jordans, surprisingly. Typically, I think Jordans are the first thing pulled out of these donations. But there was one insert that I was telling somebody yesterday, the comps are all over the place between $25 and $40. It's a 90s insert. Some other Jordans. What else was in there? A small pile of Star Wars cards from 1977. Surprisingly, a lot of like $10 to $20 cards, and even more $5 cards, and then thousands of cards that I can sell for $1.50 in my eBay store. So, so my goal today is to really get my shipping to a point where I'm comfortable spending all day tomorrow listing cards through File Exchange, because now I dip down into my active listings into the 9,800s over the weekend, which is, I right now I want to be above 10,000. So I need to get up to, into the 10,000s, 11,000s, because I need to continue scaling up and just, shipping more, listing more. So that's the goal today. Do a lot of shipping so I can devote Monday to listing and try to get all this stuff cleaned up. Go to the chat. Diego, what's up? Good morning to you on Twitter. Miss it so bad. I'm like Chicago tavern style pizzas kind of. I love pizza. It can be. I prefer deep dish. I love deep dish, but in small like I can't eat deep dish once a week, once every 2 weeks, even once a month. It's got to be like a random, like couple times a year thing for the Chicago deep dish. My jam is pan style is awesome. But I love all pizza, and I'll eat the hell out of thin crust, but it's not my go-to. Good morning to you, OG. Don't mess with the hobby. Says good morning, rise and shine. It's coffee time. What's up? Both phones are on, so don't mess with the hobby and OG card scammer. One and the same. I like it. Congratulations on your big bulk box. Hit a local card show yesterday. Had a blast. That's awesome. Where was your show at? Just curious to see where your show was at. Good morning, Jenny. It's a new week. Rich says nothing beats a good New York area pizza. New York has great pizza. I'm partial to Chicago, just Midwest bias. But I don't know if you've ever heard. It's kind of it's definitely a regional style, but it's actually a thing. Quad City style pizza. And I know Jeremy in the chat, he's from the Quad Cities area. Auburn, Washington was the show. Okay. Quad City style, it's very similar to Detroit style. If you're familiar with Detroit style, like the thin strips basically, but Quad City style pizza, I'm a big fan because that's, again, bias, Midwest bias. I grew up. That's where I went. And of course, the greatest gas station pizza, Casey's General Store. But I love all pizza. When I was in college, we did I was in school for marketing, and one of the Keystone, is it Cornerstone Keystone? I don't remember, but anyway, one of the senior level classes was a marketing class, and we actually created a huge like marketing campaign for an actual local business. And fortunately for me, ours was a local pizza place called Larry A's Pizza, Aurelio. And so they had a local pizza place. And so I ate pizza like 3 nights a week. Like, it was just, I was so consumed in this project, and it was just like, let's have pizza. And I mean, it was local pizza, Larry A's Pizza. It was, and we got like gift cards for doing this. We got like a bunch of gift cards to the pizza place. It was so good. So awesome. Jenny says, I had a very great experience at the card show. Yes. Jenny was at a card show yesterday. I want to do a podcast on it, but would love to do it on a live chat with someone else at the same time. That's awesome. Don't mess with the hobby says, I'm here in the great Pacific Northwest Seattle area local card show at the Outlet Collection in Auburn. Great show, keeps growing, sold out, going back today. Awesome. That's great to hear. And from everything I've heard from all of the shows, they've been, busy and packed, and that's awesome. Turkey Cards, Quad City River Bandits. That's it. We'd go down to River Bandits games, and it was the Quad City Angels. I missed the Cubs. They were the Quad City Cubs, but they became the Angels. I was only like 2 or 3 years old when they became the Angels. So I never got to see the Quad City Cubs. But I grew up on the Quad City Angels, and then they changed their name to the River Bandits. So River Bandits baseball, some Quad City pizza, a great Friday night. Dan asked how far from Eau Claire. My experience actually relates back to your QR scan codes. Interesting. I like it. 5 hours from Madison. So you're probably 3 hours from I think Eau Claire's north. I'm thinking of La Crosse. So Eau Claire, you're probably only a couple hours from Eau Claire. Because I think Eau Claire to Madison's like 2 to 3 hours. Eau Claire's only an hour east of Minneapolis. Yeah. So you're much closer to Eau Claire than Madison. The card show, I ran into a very good friend. All the Joey B hype, prices through the roof. It's nuts. A buddy pulled out his PSA return and got first look at slabs. DK rookie autos. Awesome. So let's see. 2 hours. Yeah. Eau Claire's pretty close. They had a mall show the same weekend as my show last weekend. And I heard it was very busy at Eau Claire, and I think they have another one coming up maybe end of March. I can't remember. I saw the post in one of the Facebook groups. So my next show as a dealer will be next Saturday, Rockford, Illinois. Be set up there with my bargain boxes, and then the next Madison card show Saturday, February 26th. So already looking very close to a sellout already. So have some more first time vendors coming in. So going to be awesome. What else? So yesterday I really didn't do much other than ship, and did a little bit of sorting, but mostly shipping. So funny, my wife's in real estate, so she always gets the itch to build a new house, move into a new house. So Friday night she goes, "Oh, by the way, I scheduled an appointment to look at a house tomorrow for us." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, here we go again." So we go over, look at the house. You see the family names, and I'm like, the name sounds really familiar. Like he recently played football. So I'm like, this is a pretty nice house for a younger guy. We go down to the basement. Sure enough, there's this college football jersey on the wall and NFL. I didn't realize not only did he play in the NFL, he's currently an active player in the NFL. I think he plays for the Panthers now, Carolina Panthers. So he's had like a 6 or 7 year career in the NFL. Pretty cool bar. Like we're not gonna go through because it's actually probably smaller than our current house because the layout's kind of wacky. Wacky layout. The basement doesn't fit what I need. I'm like, it would be a downgrade. The basement would be a downgrade for me, although it's got a really sweet bar. But it's not practical for me because I'm a beer drinker and I never have friends down in the a couple times a year do I have like guys over and we're hanging out in the basement. So I'm not like an basement entertainer. So a bar, it's just like if it's there and everything else works, I set up. It wasn't good, but it's like, oh wow, this is his house. Cool. Never heard him called Joey, just Joe Burrow. Yep, Joey B. 9 minutes behind, 2 times speed to catch up. What's up, Zach? What else is going on? I thought there was one other thing I wanted to touch on, but I can't remember. So yeah, I really don't have much to talk about today. Just kind of hunkered down this weekend and just playing catch up. So I do want at some point, I'm not prepared today, and I kind of want to wait, get my all will stuff all like finished. And then I want to go through like my method of not buying. I've talked about this in a previous episode where I've talked about what's the process in buying a big bulk collection. How do I come up with a number? What's the formula? What's the process? I've talked about that before, but I want to talk about once the deal is made, 125, 150,000 cards. what's my process to sort it, to pick out what I want to sell, how to sort that, and this is a unique this Goodwill purchase is a unique purchase because I'm doing it like actually I'm pretty streamlined with this, and even though it's going on a week, I've had it for 6 days now. I'm making good progress. It still doesn't look like it out there, but I'm making good progress, and I think this is a good method to carry on for future purchases. So I do want to go through kind of my method, my process, getting down to the nitty gritty, and hopefully it all goes well with just trying to purge the leftovers. A lot of it has been tossed. A lot of it was just thrown in binders and loose in boxes. So that stuff just went to the recycle bin. So, but all the other stuff I saved in boxes, just try to get rid of it in one big sale. So I'll talk about that this week. Other than that, I did have a mail day. I didn't bring it downstairs. It's still upstairs. Picked up a strip card. I had some money. I don't like keeping money in my PayPal account. I like to have zero balance, but I use PayPal to pay for items on eBay. And what I do is I just have my credit card hooked up to PayPal. When I buy a card, I just use the credit card because you get points. So, getting cash back, and then you just pay the credit card off, immediately. So I don't like carrying a PayPal balance. It's just me. I don't like PayPal. That's just me. It's just like it's a kind of a necessity to use. So I had like $50 just sitting in my PayPal. It's like I got to get rid of this. So I went shopping, found a strip card, slabbed SGC slab, which is what I like. And it's funny. Not only is his first name wrong on the card, it's Ali on the card. His name is Raleigh. His last name is misspelled also. So I did the pictures on Twitter. I tweeted that out last night. So that was a mail day. I have a ton of packages from the last probably 3 weeks of Cubs cards that I haven't opened. So at some point in the next couple weeks, it's going to be, this is why I stopped trading, because I just I have mail backed up that I haven't even opened. So not doing any trades. So need to get those open because I haven't updated the count in like a month. So I've got to get the Cubs card count updated. Jenny says I tried watching a YouTube video on how to do a podcast YouTube, and what a waste of time that was. LOL. No good videos I could find, but watched about 4 hours worth of nothingness. Just YouTube. Just do it. If you want to just do a YouTube like this, or like what Herman and Kin do, it's really easy. You just basically click live, go live, and then there's a few things that you have to click, and then hit go live. Like it's super easy. You just turn your camera on and talk. It's really easy. And I guess you don't have to. You can turn your camera off if you don't want to be on camera, and then it's just audio version, but still on YouTube. Let's see. I'm gonna go here. I want to just do a podcast type with some type of screen image of cards, or something like Dr. Beckett does. So I'm not sure. So Dr. Beckett and Rich is, I think Rich is still with us. I'm not sure what exactly Dr. Beckett uses, but it's on YouTube. I don't know if he does like Zoom or Skype, or especially like when he does interviews, or if it's just recorded on the phone. But you can probably, let me see if you can do Rich's. So Rich, how does Dr. Beckett record his? I hate being on video. I get it. It's not for everybody. You can probably use your phone and do like the voice memo and record audio and then upload it to YouTube. Um, or just do the live video on YouTube and turn your camera off. I don't I'm assuming you can do that. He does Zoom. Okay, he does Zoom. Sometimes I go to his house when he has either donations or cards to send to ComC. Okay. Um, but yeah, I'm sure there's multiple ways to do it. I'm not familiar with it, but there's got to be some ways to do it. Go back to Dan, retracted message. And when he does a pure podcast, he just talks into a mic. Okay, and that's kind of what I thought. That's what I thought he did. Talk to Diego. He has a great channel, but rarely on camera, although he should be all about looking at his cards. That's that's a great point. You can just do a camera and just show the cards, and you don't have to be on camera. So like just basically, turn your camera like this and say let's just pull this card, Steve Garvey, and like, oh, I'm going to talk about Steve Garvey today. And I just pulled this from NBA Hoops, Ayu Desumu from the Chicago Bulls. So you can do that where you're not even on camera, but the audio's coming through, and you're able to show off your cards. So that's probably the easiest way to do it, because YouTube Live is super easy, or just recording on YouTube. And you don't have to be on camera. Just point the camera away, point it at cards, or point it at, just a still shot of, what's in the back. Now my camera's out of focus. Let's see. Jenny says, do people like audio only podcasts, like something to listen to when sorting or whatnot? So, that's a great question. So here, I consume a lot of YouTube content, and I'm not watching. Like, most of the hobby content I consume is just background for me. Like I've got other windows open. I'm not even watching videos, because you're just looking at, like, this is just a perfect example, because I rarely show stuff off. It's just me and in the boxes of cards in the background. So you can be clicking all over the place and not, watching me talk. So most of the content I consume, I'm not actually watching. Oh my God, look at this crazy card. And it's like, okay, clickbait. I'm going to go click over to see what card he's showing. Or if it's a break, and I hear some hooting and hollering. I don't watch too many breaks though, unless I'm in them, and then I want to watch just to see what cards I get. Do people like audio only podcasts or something to listen to when sorting or whatnot? So I'm of that. I like just hearing people talk in the back, as background is just kind of white noise for me. Or do people prefer video to see cards? And that's just kind of depends on the person. Some people like cards. A lot of people just watch breaking videos, and that's just kind of it's kind of like something you just have to play to your audience, I guess. For what I do, I don't care if anybody watches. I appreciate it, and I want people to watch, but I just kind of like going on to talk, because especially now that I'm working from home and I don't really have clients anymore. Like my previous job, I could just pick up the phone and, call my buddy Corey, one of my clients, and, talk for half an hour or whatever. And I'm doing other stuff. I've got workers. Now I don't have my wife and my dog, and that's day in, day out. So I like to turn on the camera and talk for a half an hour, just to talk, get the words out. So just play to your audience. Let's see. Rich says, by the way, he mentioned on yesterday's podcast, he would be just doing Monday through Friday and no Saturday going further. Talking about Dr. Beckett. Let's see. Dan says, if it actually sells cards and screw down a decent PayPal balance, transfer to online savings. Yep, that's what I used to just transfer to the bank. Now it's like, I just want to buy a card. That's why I'm at work and I'm not active in the chat like today because I use it as background noise. Yep. Turkey cards. Yes, I listen to a lot of YouTube without watching the actual picture. And I do, I'll listen to podcasts, wrestling podcasts. There's a couple true crime podcasts that I listen to. But yeah, I guess now that I think about it, most of the content I consume is I don't even watch the video. Dan says I never show my face in my own videos and just show cards, but I do want to try the 2-cam setup with my cards and my face. Zach says for hobby stuff, I like the videos, but other podcasts I enjoy. I like the pod so I can download. They have video and pod options. Don't mess with the hobby. Says build a sense of familiarity and community. Stay in your lane and hit the gas. I just have it on early in the AM and keep jamming. It's great to wake and bake and have a cup of coffee. Thanks for the feedback. I think I want to do live to have the live chat if I did a podcast myself, but ideally I would have someone on me to chat. And if you do want to have guests, then you have to go to StreamYard, and I'm pretty sure there's a free StreamYard, but you get limited, like I don't know what it is, but you get limited time per session, and you only get so much, and then you have to upgrade to like the pay platform. And I just recently, when I did the video with Don from Fujitsu, I didn't want to take any chances and like halfway through the interview get cut off because my free ran out or whatever. So I'm like, I'm going to upgrade, and then I do need to use it. So Rich is my first. Uncle Rich is going to be my first, or I guess my second, because Don was my first. Just to use it so we can chat, talk hobby, because I love hearing the older stories from the 70s and 80s of what it was like in the hobby. And then maybe I'll go for the 500th. Jenny recommended doing a stream on the 500, which actually is coming up because it's what's this episode, 489, 488, so 11 days taken. Next Saturday it won't go live, so I think next Friday is what it lines up to be. So that's about all I had for today. Really nothing. Just wanted to hear myself talk. I'm going to go refill my coffee, do some shipping. If you're going out to card shows today, have fun. And we will be back on tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. I'll try to be prepared tomorrow. Weekends, I just kind of just go with the flow. Like come down, disheveled look, no shave, messy hair, whatever time that I feel like rolling out of bed and just talking out of my rear. Tomorrow I'll be prepared. I probably won't shave, just, the whole work from home, just go the ruffian look for a while. Oh, I did want to touch on one more thing. Non-hobby related. Started a new show. It's on Amazon. Reacher, from the Jack Reacher books. And ironically, I love how this worked out because I haven't read any Jack Reacher books. And these are the type of books that I like. I like the fiction, like crime fiction books. So I was at Costco, and every time I go to Costco, I pick up a book. And I actually need, I need envelopes. So maybe I'll make a Costco run today because I need envelopes and I want to get a book. So they had the original Jack Reacher book, like the first one that was out. And I guess it probably, the reason it's been, printed again or sold is because of this show, which I didn't know. And it's like, oh, hey, this is the first in the series of Jack Reacher books. Might as well start at the beginning. So I read, and I just finished it a week or two ago. And then literally a day or two later, I see on my YouTube TV, an ad coming next month or coming in a week, Reacher on Amazon Prime. And I'm like, wow, this is awesome. I just read this book, and it's about the show is basically the first book. So told my wife's like, yeah, she hasn't read any of the books, but she's into this stuff too. So let's watch it. We binged 3 episodes last night, hour-long episodes. And it's awesome. It's if you've read the book, it's It actually parallels the book. There were, and what I like is, like, I forget so much when I read, but I remember certain things, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. And there was one part that in the book, it they didn't really touch on it. I know a lot of it's got to be skimmed down in, a series or a movie, but there was one part where, this isn't going to ruin anything, but when they go to the prison, when they check into the prison, there was more dialogue in the book between the booking prison guard and Jack Reacher and the other guy. So I found, I'm like, there was more dialogue in the book of this scene than what there is in the TV show, but it's great. If you haven't read the book, great book. Zach says he's about 7 deep into the book series. I might just go to Amazon and pick up the Spivey. Yep, Spivey was the check-in guard. You will like it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go shopping, go to Amazon, buy the next couple. Our interests align. This character is much better than Cruz. Yeah, and the guy who I don't even know his name, the actor, but he's just the character, and he plays it so well. And it also lines up with the book, like the way the personality of Jack Reacher in the book. This guy plays it to a T. And it's awesome. I have to spend today getting my listings back up, dropped under 3,500 because of crazy weekend sales. Yeah, my sales last week were pretty slow, but they did pick up over the weekend. Yeah, and I'm down. I listed a few just singles this morning and last night, so I'm like hovering around 9,900. But I'm hoping to. I'm gonna use kind of a back and forth day where I'm gonna ship a lot this morning, and then I'm going to break away and do a file exchange update, come back downstairs, kind of do both. But I do want to focus on shipping so I can devote all day tomorrow and try to get to like 10,300 by tomorrow, end of day. What's up, Herman? Herman is with us. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night's show. I know Herman's going to be live tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on his channel, 3B Collection, talking about card show. And I think a couple guests will be on tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to that. Jenny, I've been shipping 2 hours and I completely feel you. I know exactly how that goes. Poor Hollywood casting with Cruz. Same with the original Alex Cross, was supposed to be a hunk and they cast Morgan Freeman. I don't know if I may have watched that. I'm not sure. Alex Cross. What are the Alex Cross books? I'm pretty sure I've read a couple of those. So yeah, but Zach, thank you for the recommendation. I'm gonna go to Amazon and I'm gonna Google to see what the next couple books are and put the orders in. That may come next week. Haven't had time to talk to John. Okay. Along Came a Spider. Okay. I watched the movie. I don't think I read the book, but I did watch the movie because that movie came out. Gosh, it's been 25 years now. I believe I was working at the local IGA. I was in high school when that movie came out. With Morgan Freeman and was it Ashley Judd? Was she the female lead in Along Came a Spider? I think so. By the way, I bought a card last night from your shop. Just an FYI for shipping whenever you get to it, in case you don't see the label. Oh, thank you. Was it Sabonis? I added a Sabonis card last night from the. I don't have it down here, but I pulled a Sabonis card out of the Mosaic. I listed some of those Mosaic cards last night. So yeah. So Ashley Judd, yes, in the book there is a love interest. Okay. Yep, I saw the movie, did not. I'm pretty sure I did not read those books. Yes, John Keating and myself are going to be talking about food cards, and I reached out to someone who wrote a book on 50s and 60s food cards to join the chat. Awesome. No, I didn't see Sabonis. Dang it. I listed it last night. It's I think it's a pink prism. That 70s card show, what's up? Yeah, I think it's a pink Mosaic prism Sabonis, just listed last night. I don't think any of those mosaics. Actually, I think one sold, but it wasn't Sabonis. I don't think. Let's see. So yeah, that's about all I had for today. That was like the main thing I wanted to talk about was watching Reacher last night. Um, sold some Bears cards. Nope, none of those. Oh wait, yes, one did sell. Tyrese Maxey pink prism sold, but Sabonis is still in there. Well, now he knows. Let's see. We watched the new Ghostbusters last night. It's not like the 80s one. Nothing beats the classics. Nothing beats the originals. Christmas Sabonis, great marketing opportunity. So that's what I had. So thanks for tuning in. Appreciate the chat. Back to the regular schedule tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you tomorrow.